Hello viewers, welcome once again to Rising Sun Online Math class. If your first time to watch my video, kindly hit on the red button so that you will see a notification whenever a new video is uploaded. So previously I've been discussing on quadratic equation by using factorization method, and my last video I used completing the square method, at which I use an equation at which the coefficient of x squared is not unit, which is not 1. I use 3 as an example. As I told you that whenever you are given an equation by using completing the square method to solve it, you must make sure that the coefficients of x squared must be in unit. So by being in unit, when you have it as x squared, if actually you have it as 3x squared, so you divide it by 3. So that if you cancel by 3, you have x squared. If you give him by 4x squared, you divide by 4. At which when you cancel 4 by 4, you have x squared. To make sure that this x squared is in unit. That is the first steps you need to follow in completing the square method. So today I'm going to use one example that is involved in 1 unit. Because the last video I made, I used the one that is more than 1 unit. Now let's take this. So if you are asked to solve the equation, you have x squared plus 3x minus 4 as equals to 0. We are asked to solve this by using completing the square method. Now looking at this question now, you find out that the coefficients of x squared here now is unit. Here now is 1, but you cannot write 1x squared. So you write x squared. But you know that x squared, the coefficients here is 1. So here now you have already been in unit. There is no need of dividing, because if you divide 1 by any number, it remains that number. So the only thing you need to do now, you go direct to solve it. So by using this one now to direct, you now focus on the constant first, which is your first step. You focus on this constant. You make this constant to cross the other equalities and have x squared plus 3x is equals to this minus now. We cross to meet 0. We have it as what? 4. This is your first step. So the next thing you need to do now is, since you have seen this equation like this now, you now consider the coefficients of x. And here, the coefficients of x here now is 3. Now, we are going to multiply this 3 by half. We are going to multiply this 3 by half. When you multiply this 3 by half, you squared it. That will say that since the coefficients of x here now is 3, which is 3 times 1 over 2, which is the half. So to balance this, you have over 1, which is equals to 3 times 1 give me 3. 1 times 2 is what? 2, all squared. You have here now as 3 over 2 all squared. So this 3 over 2 all squared, what you're going to do now is you're going to add it both the left side of this equation and the right side of this equation. Here now comes x squared plus 3x plus, you bring down this 3 over 2 all squared equals to 4 plus 3 over 2 all squared. So why doing this? Just to make sure that you have something that looks like, to make this x a perfect square. You make this a perfect square. So here you have x plus 3 over 2 all squared. If I expand this bracket now, I will come back to this. So there is no need of repeating this. So you take this x and this one, put them in one, you pair them in one bracket and square it, which is equals to 4 plus 3 over 2. 4 plus 3 over 2 all squared means 3 times 3, which is 9, over 2 times 2, which is 4. Now let's balance this one as over 1, because any number divided by 1 is that number. So seeing here now as 4 over 1 plus 9 over 4. Now let's consider this to simplify this one first. Let's simplify this one first. You have 4 over 1 plus 9 over 4. So the denominator here now is 1 and 4, which is the common denominator here now is 4. So if 1 divided by 4 is 4, 4 times 4 gives me 16, plus 4 divided by 4, 1 times 9 is 9, which is equals to 16 plus 9 gives me 25 over 4. So here comes equals to 25 over 4. That is 4 over 1 plus 9 over 4 is equal to 25 over 4 when you simplified it. So here you will write here again as x plus 3 over 2 all squared equals to 25 over 4. The next thing you need to do here now is you take the square root of both sides. Now you say taking the square root of both sides. You take the square root of both sides. Now you have it as here now becomes the square root of x plus 3 over 2 square root of x plus 3 over 2 all squared. So because of you are taking the square root, here now becomes plus or minus square root of 25 over 4. So this squared will cancel the square root, giving me x plus 3 over 2 equals to plus or minus. The square root of 25 is 5 and the square root of 4 is 2. So now to make our x subject of the formula, because our aim to find x. So for us to get the value of x, what you have to do here now is you take this to meet this side. Our x now is equal to, since here now is plus 3 over 2, it becomes minus 3 over 2 plus or minus 5 over 2. So we are going to be taking this one after the other, because here I have to do with x squared. We are going to have two answers. So here becomes x as equals to minus 3 over 2, taking plus first, plus 5 over 2. Now let's simplify this, which is equals to, since they have common denominator, here now becomes minus 3 plus 5. Our x now is equals to minus 3 plus 5 gives me 2, which is 2 over 2 equals to 1. Here now becomes 2 over 2, which is equals to 1. So again, we now find also x also equals to have minus 3 over 2. Now let's take the minus. We have taken the plus, remain the minus, which is minus 3 over 2 minus 5 over 2. They have the same common denominator, which is 2. 2 divided by 2 is 1. 1 times 3 gives me a minus 3 minus 5, which is our x now is equals to minus 3 minus 5 gives me minus 8 over 2 equals to minus 4. Now therefore, my x now is equals to 1 or minus 4. This is the two values of x. Thank you for watching and may God bless you. So my next video, we are going to talk about how to use Nnamdi Kano's formula method. If you never watched my video, you can go to my previous videos and see how I derive the equation I titled Nnamdi Kano's formula method. So we are going to be using that one in my next video, because one of the formula that we use to solve this quadratic equation. So we have used number 1 factorization method, and they have used number 2 completing the square. So number 3 now become Nnamdi Kano's formula method. Lastly, we use graphical method. Thank you for watching and may God bless you.